everybody. Welcome to Never Show the Monster. I'm Kelly Attaway.
I'm Chelsea Hollander.
And today we've got very special guest, Kylan Savage. Boy, we're already stuttering. We're off to a good start. Let me try it again. Kylan Savage. How many years have I known you? And I just
What if
I thought there was an R in there the whole time?
Yeah. I like that. I might change it. I like the R.
Oh,
Savage
perfect. Yeah, that's your stage name now.
Yeah.
And he is here today to talk about the book Monster by Frank Peretti on our Shootin' the Shit episode here, bridging the gap between our cryptid series and our next series, which we'll talk more about in a little while. Kylan is a freelance animator and musician. He is also the co-host of Church Jams Now, which is a result of him failing out of being a pandemic-era close-up magician. He got you bored, started the podcast instead. Do you want to talk a little about what Church Jams Now is?
Yeah, I would love to. And I know that this has got to be so confusing for people listening to this. So Church Jams Now is, okay, the thing that I always try to stress to people is it's not a Christian podcast. And we have people from all walks of life and faith and spirituality or whatever. But essentially the thing is, the elevator pitch is 3 former youth group kids and current music nerds deep dive into Christian music from the 90s and 2000s. So the whole thing is me and 2 of my buddies, we basically grew up, especially when we were kids, only being allowed to listen to Christian music, only being able to consume Christian media. And so there's this whole section of music that basically there was a group of us that was like, this is the best music ever because it's the only music we can listen to. And then there's a whole other group of people that are like, fuck that. It's Christian music. It sucks. And so our whole thing, the 3 of us being musicians and producers and stuff, is basically going back to this music we grew up listening to and seeing if it's any good. Like, and we're not really diving into like theological aspects. We're like,
no,
we're
almost never, really.
Right. No, yeah, basically never. We don't want to be that kind of show. We just want to talk about music. And the idea behind that was like, this is a type of music that I feel like hasn't gotten a lot of critical analysis. So we're trying to look at it and review these albums. We go track by track and sort of review them the way that, you know, a lot of secular publications would look at this music. So,
yeah, you
know, production, lyrical, like if the songs are any good, you know, that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, it's fun. And we can vouch that that they're not super Christian over there, because I think they probably would have kicked us off immediately when we did our follow-up episode.
You guys are on our show, so
yeah, that was a while ago, and straight away I was like, man, fuck Jesus.
And I was here for it. I loved it. It was we did Evanescence. That was really fun. That was a real spooky episode. That felt like a good crossover.
Speaking of spookiness, Kylan also loves a horror movie.
Hell yeah, I do.
I've got to ask it, Kylan. What's your favorite scary movie?
What's my favorite scary movie? Can I just say, like, right now? Like, what it is right now?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
yeah.
I don't have a definitive.
If you can give different labels.
Yeah, okay. So right now, currently, I would say my favorite scary movie would be Dead and Buried.
Dead and Buried.
I think you meant to say Dead and Breakfast, but that's fine.
Not Dead and Breakfast. I know. I would have. That just would have been. So I don't want to pander too hard, guys, because I do have a question for y'all. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how annoying have I been trying to get on this show?
Oh,
I would put myself at like a 7. Because I feel like I'm always trying to find, like I'm always messaging Kelly on Twitter being like, hey, oh, this would be a cool idea. Hey, if you need somebody on.
I love it. I write it all down in our little production calendar. And we have just been, I don't know if you noticed, but we like didn't put out episodes for 3 months.
We've been having some times. We've been having
Right.
some pretty rough times.
Yeah, by March, we were like, this is the worst year we've ever had. So, yeah, that was on us. I was really glad that you reached out about this one because it was like, now is the perfect time. We can like do this straight away. We don't have to like
Right.
schedule something into the future. We can just,
Right.
let's do it. Let's talk Bigfoot. Let's talk creationism.
Yeah.
Fucking wild, dude. Fucking yeah. Like this does seem like a good kind of crossover between what I'm doing on Church Hymns now and
Yeah.
what you guys are doing.
I want to hear more about Dead and Buried.
Yes. Okay. Dead and Buried. Freaking amazing movie. It was one that I just discovered relatively recently.
But it's like an older one, right?
1981.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at the wrong one. Did you say 90 or 80?
80.
Okay. I'm looking at the right
1981.
one. Just kidding.
So it's freaking great, man. I discovered it last year, watched it 4 times on streaming within a week,
dope.
bought the Blu-ray, looked for, there's a website, like some weird sketchy website that has the novelization of the movie that
Oh
I'm trying,
my
that I want to
gosh,
buy. Cause I just like love weird little things like that. So it feels like it's kind of a lost movie. Like it's not ever talked about. It's not ever in the conversation of like great horror movies of the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
But it's fun. So it was written by Dan O'Bannon, who wrote Alien and
Okay.
did Return of the Living Dead, the punk rock one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so which vibe does it lie on that
It's
spectrum?
okay. So it starts out real spooky. It's like set in a beach town. So I don't know if you guys have seen like John Carpenter's The Fog, but there's this whole sort of like seaside horror that I'm like way into, where it's like pretty cozy, but also like creepy. So
Okay.
it's this town, like anytime, it's this really small town. Anytime anyone visits the town or drives through, everyone in the town kills them.
Okay. 2001 Maniacs? Is that what? I just saw that Robert Englund was in it, so I'm trying to just.
So this was Robert Englund before he did Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's fun. It starts out real spooky, and then by the end of it, it is just like the twist at the end
Whoa.
is real like wacky 1950s EC
How
Comics kind of thing.
Okay.
It's like very like 1950s B movie twist right at the end. But
Fascinating.
it's,
Okay.
it's incredible. Like so much so, like I'm so obsessed with this movie that I started like just for fun, because I know like
Fan fiction?
it's not like I have any connections or anything. I started writing a screenplay like remake of it just because like that's what I want to do with my time. When I'm not listening to Christian music from the 90s and 2000s, I'm working on my remake
Remakes of
script
horror
for Dead and Buried.
Do you think you could get Robert Englund attached?
It can't be that hard.
Maybe. I've been looking up. I think I've finally found the people that hold the rights to the
Oh.
original. So I don't know, man. I don't think anything's going to come of it, but it would be cool.
We need to talk offline about how you find those people, because we've got another Dead and movie that we need to talk to someone about.
Yeah, you got to do your Never Show the Monster presents Dead and Breakfast.
Yeah. Yes. We're going to take it on the road. I think that we could do like I can't even remember if this episode is released yet, but we just had our $1 million idea to do like a always show the monster traveling show.
Yes, no. I just listened to that. It was it the Abominable episode? It might have been the Abominable episode. And you guys were talking about that, and I was like, this is a genius idea.
Yeah, we're going to pair that with showings. You don't have to buy a ticket to get into to see our monsters, but you do have to watch Dead and Breakfast. Like
That's amazing. I love that.
You have been watching horror for a long time though, right? This isn't like a new obsession.
I was always into spooky shit as a kid, but So I feel like a lot of people,
The Holy Ghost specifically.
yeah, I love, dude. When I read about the fucking Holy Ghost, I was like, oh my god, yeah, this is for me. But I couldn't read or watch Stephen King, which I feel like is a big entry point for people.
Right.
But Frank Peretti was basically like the Christian Stephen King, and so we'll get into that. But I very specifically remember, like I never watched anything super scary, but when was it 2002 or 2003 when the remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out?
Oh, yeah.
I remember talking a big game and being like, dude, this looks so good. And like talking to anybody that would listen, being like, man, that doesn't look that scary. That doesn't look that scary. That's like so cool. And my parents called me on my bluff. And Halloween night took me to, the little movie theater that was in Bella Vista?
Sugar Creek?
Yeah, Sugar Creek.
Yeah.
They took me there to the 10 o'clock showing. They told me we were going out to eat. Took me there to go see that movie. Scared the shit out of me. I'm pretty sure my parents instantly regretted it because the very first scene of
They
that
were also scared.
is, well, they pick up that woman hitchhiker and she
Yeah.
pulls a gun out of her vagina and blows her brains out
Yeah.
and scared the shit
Yeah.
out of me. But I was hooked. I was like, what is this? I love this. Next
What else
year,
can they keep in there?
No. I was instantly obsessed with vaginas as a way to carry items. No,
I love this because they basically did the like, it's almost like they caught you smoking and they made you smoke the whole pack,
right.
yeah.
but with horror, and it did not
And
work.
I was like, no, I love
the
this.
opposite.
Oh my God,
So
that's
much
amazing.
so the next year I rented the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre and watched it on Halloween. And now that is a tradition that I have every single year. So
Do you think your parents also have that tradition? Do you think that they are also watching
no.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre every year?
hell no. Hell no. Hell no, not at all.
Well, you can't win them all, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah. It all the Frank Peretti and all of the Christian alternatives did not scratch that itch the way I think they were hoping.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about this Frank Peretti character. I did at least see that he had like 1,000 books, so already we're off to a Stephen King start.
So I first got into Frank Peretti. He also wrote a series of children's books, like not like picture books, like chapter books, right? That I was into when I was like 10 or something, called The Cooper Kids Adventures, which I want to go back and read because they're basically like a Christian family that are like Indiana Jones.
Okay.
But I feel like there's some really problematic shit because they go to these different like cultures and things and are like, well, we got to bring him Jesus, and also we have to grab this statue is possessed by demons because of these like these natives have done. Yeah, there's like some colonialism and there's like some crazy bullshit in all that.
I didn't finish the book that we're talking about today, but we were coming up on that. We were flirting with that
for
real
sure.
hard right out of the
For
gate.
sure. For sure. But yeah, he just wrote a bunch of things, and he wrote a book that I loved in high school called Hangman's Curse, which was another Christian horror book.
Is that everything he's done is like Christian based, or has he?
Yes, yeah, he's like
Okay.
a super like Southern Baptist white evangelical.
Okay. So is this like fire and brimstone type guy?
I don't know, because I think he kind of like toes the line because he's like the only Christian guy that's writing horror essentially.
Yeah.
But all the
Yeah, I guess he
horror
would
is
be.
like the devil's real, and he's like, so it's like it's very close to like some supernatural horror, but it's
Yeah.
like also like the way to save people from this is to bring them Jesus.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have not read anything Frank Peretti has done in 15 years or something.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he's like 70, 72.
Okay.
And he lives in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho with his wife, Barbara.
Hangman's Curse is a movie that came out in 2003.
Yes, they made a movie of it. That's what I was going to say. They made a movie of Hangman's Curse. And I was so excited to watch it when it came out.
Is this pre or post Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Oh, good question.
This was right around the same time.
Okay.
Well, the book I think came out around 2003. I'm totally guessing here. I feel like the book came out 2002 or 2003, and the movie came out probably like 2006, maybe.
Okay.
I remember the movie being pretty awful. But there's a couple of his books that have been turned into movies as well. There's one that, House, which he co-wrote, starred Michael Madsen.
Wait, like House, like the best.
I don't know. There's lots of things called House.
I guess that's true.
House, the novel from 2006.
Okay, no. What I'm thinking of.
It's about a haunted house.
Yeah, there's that haunted house series from the 80s that's like really goofy horror.
No, this was tried to be taken very seriously. I think House was in response to The Shack. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, almost.
So House was released in 2008 and is available for rent only on Apple TV. Sorry, I was trying to find Hangman's Curse on where we could watch it on Just Watch Nonspawn, but could not find it. But I could find House.
Okay, you know what I just found out, though, doing research for this? Have you guys heard of the movie The Visitation?
That sounds very familiar.
From 2006. So it is also based on a Frank Peretti novel, and he co-wrote the screenplay. But I don't know, I just feel like this is something that y'all would both appreciate.
Edward Furlong.
That's what I was going to say. Stars Mr. Edward Furlong.
I'll stop Googling while we're chatting.
That's what this is.
It's fine. We're basically just blowing through everything I was going to bring that I thought was interesting. Martin Donovan, Randy Travis, the country singer. I want to see this movie. I watched the trailer. You can't find the trailer on YouTube. You can find it on Dailymotion, if that tells you all anything about how this movie is.
Oh.
Yeah, for the home listener, we don't release the videos, but Chelsea and I both screwed up our faces. Like, what? I don't even know what that is. Dailymotion?
Yeah, it was like a precursor to YouTube. I don't know. Everyone just look up the trailer. Look up the Visitation 2006 movie trailer.
We'll put it in the show notes. Randy Travis? I don't know.
You don't know Randy Travis?
No, I don't know Randy Travis.
That's okay. He's a country guy.
And Martin Donovan's face is
Martin Donovan,
familiar.
He was in Insomnia by Christopher Nolan. He was in Weeds. He was in a lot of Weeds. I don't know if y'all watched Weeds.
Oh, he was the DEA agent, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I knew I disliked his mug.
Noah Segan's in it. I don't know if you guys know Noah Segan. He's awesome. He's been in all of the Rian Johnson movies, like Knives Out and Brick and all that. And he just wrote and directed a movie that came out last year called Blood Relatives.
Is
a
that
vampire movie.
It's on,
yeah. It's about vampire. It's like a dad-daughter vampire road trip movie. It's on Shudder. It's super good.
That's cute.
I was like, I don't know. That
good.
could just be like, you know how the first like 80% of Hereditary is just like a family drama?
Right.
I was like, Blood Relatives, is that just like really intense relationships you have with your mom?
No, it's horror, which is why I brought it up.
Okay,
I know what show
thank
I'm on.
you.
I know what show I'm on, guys. I'm trying to bring everything back to horror.
You're more focused than I am.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Well, I'm just so excited. So, Kelly, I told you this on Twitter, I think like a few weeks ago, where I was like, I don't have any horror friends.
I know.
Which is why I'm just so excited. And I feel like I'm just all over the place, but I'm just so excited because my wife doesn't watch horror movies.
Yeah.
I'm on a podcast that only talks about Christian music. And every chance I get, I try to talk about movies. And maybe I shouldn't have started a music podcast. Maybe I should have started a movie podcast. But I listen to y'all's show like all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am behind on Church Jams now, but I get the like push notifications when new episodes come out. Y'all have had so many like interviews lately.
Yeah, interviews. We've blown up with interviews this year. We're specifically looking for people that were part of this music scene that either aren't in it anymore or aren't doing podcasts. Like we just interviewed the bassist for Maylene and the Sons of Disaster. No one wants to talk to a bassist ever, so he's like so excited to come on and talk and has great stories. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's the thing about bassists. So many of my friends are bass. Oh, what am I about to do? Like a racist bassist joke? Some of my best friends are bassists.
So you can say this?
I have bassist friends, so I can say this.
I have bassist friends. But I feel like that's so true. Like it's a trope and it's always like, oh, nobody wants to talk to me. They want to talk to the singer, the guitarist, the drummer. They forget I'm here. But then they have like the weirdest stories because they're just like,
they're just
watching it happen.
Well, there's two kinds of so on my show, I'm not a bass player. I know how to, but I'm not a bass player. I'm always obsessed with sweet bass. So I love talking to bassists because I figured out there's basically like two kinds of bassists. There's like the people that are like just really intense about bass.
Oh, yeah.
And that's like their whole personality. And then there's just the dudes that are just there to hang out. You're like,
yeah.
I can do this. And I'm just here just hanging out, you know? Like, that's their whole vibe. It's like a very like Basset Hound vibe. Like, I'm just here hanging out. So
yeah, happy to be here. Your mime skills were great just there. You're like,
oh, thank you. Well, you know, Kelly, we were in forensics together in high school, and I got first place at state in mime.
Oh God.
2006. So like,
congrats, dude. You still got that trophy?
Hell no.
It would be funny if it was on your desk and you were like, yeah, bitch, right here.
I polish it every single goddamn day. This is my crowning achievement.
Well, you're still great at it. So happy to see that those skills are remaining honed.
I try.
Okay. We've talked about your history a little with horror. What is your history with Bigfoot?
Oh, yeah. Good question.
Oh, yeah. Basically, this was my introduction to Bigfoot.
Strange introduction.
Whoa.
To like any sort of like dedicated Bigfoot media.
Okay.
Would be this book.
But you like knew the concept of Bigfoot.
I guess so, but like I'm trying to think. Like I don't remember. Like probably. Like
Is Bigfoot just knowledge that we're all born with?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's collective unconscious stuff. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. So this was, like I said, it was the first piece of Bigfoot, like dedicated Bigfoot anything that I ingested, and I left a pretty bad taste in my mouth, and I'm not a Bigfoot fan.
Oh no.
I know. But I have to say though, I think Bigfoot's been kind of like done dirty.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there is a lot of bad Bigfoot shit out there.
I mean, yeah, because it's like so accessible, right? Like, I mean, because we're all born with this innate Bigfoot knowledge, it's like you can do lowest common denominator, low hanging fruit type stuff. You don't have to like push any boundaries because everybody's like, got it, big monster.
Right. It's like Harvey Keitel. It's like, you know what you're like.
Yeah.
Like everything he's in, you're just like, yeah, okay, you know what you're getting.
Chelsea, what's your Bigfoot history? Do you remember learning about Bigfoot? Do you remember your first Bigfoot?
I don't. No, but I come from a family that has like the Discovery Channel and stuff on in the background at all times. Not the Discovery Channel. That makes it seem like that happens often. History Channel. But back then, History Channel was kind of accurate. So what is the one that was Sci-Fi? We watched Sci-Fi a lot. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
The Sci-Fi was always on in the background. So I'm pretty sure it was just like, probably as a baby, it was just on in the background. And it just...
It's like a white noise machine, just Bigfoot documentary after Bigfoot documentary.
So that's where it existed for me.
I have to say, though, it is better than if it was History Channel, because back then History Channel was all Nazis all the time.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Well, okay, so we're bringing it back to, have you watched The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then Bigfoot yet?
I have not. That's the Sam Elliott one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. I was really excited when I first saw the trailer, and then this one I've just missed. I think
it's easy to miss. I loved it.
Yeah.
Fucking loved it. A friend of mine made me watch it, and I am using the word made intentionally. He was like, let's put this on. And I was like, oh, okay, fine. I guess I'm not doing anything else for 2 hours.
Right.
And then within 5 minutes, I was like, okay, like, go on.
Well, it seemed like it's got a real like hobo with a shotgun vibe, like a real kind of throwbacky grindhouse kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know hobo with a shotgun, but throwbacky grindhouse for sure.
I can dig that.
With some like esoteric stuff thrown in,
Right.
which doesn't happen much in like big mainstream movies. No, I guess not that this was big mainstream.
Right. It seems like one of those things that maybe a trailer, like you could have just seen a trailer in like a Funny or Die video, but they decided to make a whole movie. I love that shit.
Yeah. It's like the that little I guess movie is too big of a word. Do you guys remember Kung Fury
Yeah.
with Hacker Man? And
Oh.
yeah, it feels like that, but it's feature length.
Hold on.
instead
Am
of
I thinking of the wrong?
25 minutes.
Is that the one with the hamsters?
Oh, yes.
Okay, because that's okay.
Yes, I do remember this. I remember when this came out.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Michael Fassbender.
What?
I don't
Okay,
remember
am I
that
thinking
either.
of something? I
Yeah.
feel like you're fucking with me now. Oh, that's the good one. What was the bad one that I'm thinking of?
What I'm thinking of is perfect,
Yeah,
but it's not a full
that one
movie.
is perfect. I thought it was. I thought it wasn't, and they released the trailer, but then they funded it, and it became a movie.
Yeah, then they made a movie. Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Okay, you guys seem to be on the same page, and I'm not, so I must have the name wrong.
No, you're right.
I remember, yeah, I think this did come out just as like a joke trailer, and then they did a Kickstarter.
Yeah, I think I contributed to
But
the
no,
Kickstarter.
you're right. It's 30 minutes. It's 30
Yeah.
minutes. Okay. But it premiered at the 2015 Cannes Film Festival.
How many minutes standing ovation did it get? Hold on, let me guess. 31. That's the duration of the film.
As soon as the lights went down, everyone just stood up
Yeah.
and clapped throughout the entirety of it.
They were like, play it again.
Kelly, what's your Bigfoot history? What was your first Bigfoot?
Well, I'm trying to remember. Like, I feel like I'm in too deep. I can no longer recall. I was trying to think, like, there isn't a Bigfoot X-Files, so it wouldn't have been that.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. It must have
Outer
just
Limits?
been.
Wait,
you were just
did watch
born.
it?
watch
You were
Outer
just born.
Limits.
You were just
Oh,
born
damn.
with the innate knowledge of Bigfoot.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, probably what happened is I got a computer in like 2006 and Googled Bigfoot.
In Google. That was just the first thing.
I
Google
mean,
Bigfoot.
that's basically what I do today. I wake up every morning and I Google Bigfoot. I had to turn off the Google alerts on Bigfoot because there were too many garbage ones. So now I have to do it manually.
I love that. There's two kinds of people. I'm sorry I'm putting everything into a binary. Two kinds of bases, two kinds of people. So when you get your first computer, you either Google boobs or you Google Bigfoot.
That's fair.
So,
Yeah, I went the Bigfoot route.
and then, there's a secret third who looks up Bigfoot boobs as
Yeah,
their first
well,
search.
the Patterson Gimlin film is like, ooh, all right. Like, I see you, girl. Do you guys know what the Patterson Gimlin film is, or is that too deep a cut?
Is that the one that's the most known?
That's the like big famous one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I bring up one thing as just a fan of your show?
No, absolutely not.
Unless it
Please.
feels
Okay.
weird, and then we'll stop you.
Well, okay.
I'm just kidding.
No. Okay, so to go back to like my Bigfoot, so I'm just generally in terms of horror, I'm not a big cryptid guy. Like I'm
No,
not.
neither was I.
Like, but so far, like everything that you guys have covered in this series I've been really excited about. I watched part of what was the one? The Skinwalker Ranch one.
That's fine. You don't need to watch all of it.
You can just
That's
skip
okay.
on over that one.
Dog Soldiers was a fucking incredible
good.
recommendation.
So good.
That was one that I had written off for years.
Yeah.
Absolutely
because
same.
Dog Soldiers is a stupid name for a movie.
Exactly.
And it looked bad. Like
Yeah.
from
Looked
the poster,
terrible.
it looked bad.
But I saw y'all came out with an episode, and I was like, okay, well, I need to watch this before I listen to the episode. And I did, and it was fucking incredible.
It whips. It's so good.
I think I basically just well, once again, like on Twitter, like in the messages, I was just like live tweeting at Kelly like as I was watching it.
Which I loved.
I was like, oh my God, this is fucking incredible. And then she said it's that time of the month. Oh my God, what is this movie? This is fucking incredible. And so I'm really excited to watch Abominable because I listened to that one before I watched the movie.
Mm-hmm. That's
but I'm
fair.
excited
That sounded
to watch
terrible.
it.
Yeah, it looks bad.
But I'm excited to watch it after hearing y'all talk about it. So
It's fun and stupid. It's no
Yeah.
Dog Soldiers, but it's a good time.
I'm here for it.
You can live tweet any horror movie anytime. Well, no spoilers. Confirm that I've seen the movie first.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
We are gonna spoil this book, I think.
Yes, probably.
that's fair.
Because I don't think anyone's going to read this book.
No, I'm certainly not gonna finish it.
What
no.
if they make the movie? What if we have to watch the movie and then talk about it?
I guarantee
I'm just kidding.
they're not
We
making
won't.
a movie of this ever. But I don't know, man. Maybe like Kirk Cameron.
Or who is it? Kevin Sorbo as
Yeah,
well?
Kevin
They could be in it
Sorbo.
together. He could be the guy, Randy. He could be Randy.
Yeah, I could see that.
That or Randy Quaid. That's who I pictured actually when I was reading. I just read
Randy Quaid.
a very short summary and not the entire thing. So I'm just putting people in things. Wait, no, he could be the doctor.
There's a doctor?
The evil oh my God. Okay, yeah. Okay, should we get into the plot of this? Because this
Before
is
we
like...
do this, I got to talk about my preparation because I did not prepare very well. Even though I just said that, like I did know stuff, I don't know anything. But the main thing I did to prepare was buy a beer called Bat Squatch.
Oh,
That's amazing.
oh no! You know my fear of bats.
Yeah, it is. I went in and I was like, nothing looks good. And then I saw Bat Squatch and I was like, well, I think it's a sign.
Yeah.
And then I
think
looked
so.
around and I was like, let's see if there's any other Sasquatch type drinks because this is not the one I want. But it settled on Bat Squatch by Rogue and it's fine. But I'm excited about the can.
That's that's how I feel about most of Rogue's beer. It's like, yeah, this is fine, but the branding's really cool.
It's so good. The branding's so good.
So I live in the Pacific Northwest, so there's a bunch of Bigfoot shit all around here. In fact, I worked at a coffee shop up here for a few years whose logo is just a silhouette of Bigfoot drinking a cup of coffee.
I love it. I love that.
So that's like a big part of the culture up here.
And all along the West Coast. But Pacific Northwest is like legitimately Bigfoot country. That and like Canada. Like that. And
Is it
more
Ohio?
north.
Because I remember my uncle moving to Ohio when I was like 10, and he got a bunch of Bigfoot shit
Huh.
as like presents. I don't know if Ohio, I feel like every place kind of has their own sort of Bigfoot.
Just outside of the city, it becomes Bigfoot country. Yeah. Even like a week ago, we were driving through Alpena. That's an area between here and Branson and small town. And they have a bunch of like chainsaw wood Sasquatches. Should have bought one. Should have sent them to you guys. I'm sorry.
Should have.
But I hesitated. I was afraid to talk to them. They had a lot of Confederate flags outside. I didn't know what I was going to
they've
say.
got chainsaws. Yeah, that's stressful. We can find it on Etsy.
There you go. You can support a not Confederate Bigfoot chainsaw manufacturer.
That's probably.
Boy, that is the thing when you're in like cryptid stuff. You've got to be real cautious about who else is in there.
That's
because it is a
true.
bunch of detestables. I was going to try to be diplomatic and then was like, no, why am I protecting their feelings? They suck dicks.
Yeah. Well, it's because it all happens in like rural areas.
Yeah.
Boy, have y'all watched any like Bigfoot documentaries?
Not that I have memories of.
Well, I mean, I have very few memories of them because it's not like they're...
No, in my mind now, Kelly, this is your whole personality. Is Bigfoot.
It's a non-trivial
And
part.
aliens. There are two parts.
Oh, this is actually mostly a bit. Like, I don't do as much Googling of Bigfoot as I claim to. But
We did watch
it is,
a lot of Bigfoot YouTube videos when you visited.
Well, but we got onto the subject and I was like, let me show
It was
you all these.
interesting, and there were really good videos, and I feel like I continue to watch them later.
There's a really good one that I meant to find for this because I listened to the audiobook of Monster. Well, not all of it. I started the audiobook, and he describes the like cries of Bigfoots and like all of this like whistling. That's accurate. He got Bigfoot sounds right.
He did. Well, I read an interview with the author and he talked about how he did research. Like he like hung out with Bigfoot fanatics for like a month to like get all this stuff to ultimately write this book in which he says evolution is bullshit. So,
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get all the way there, but I was like, wrote down some predictions about where I thought it was going.
I'm excited to hear them because I did the whole thing and it's just wild. It's wild. So
Okay. So what happens in this?
the way it starts out, so this book is set in Idaho.
Yeah.
And there is a married couple.
High Bigfoot country.
For sure. There's a married couple named Reed and Rebecca who are going on this survival, like a week-long survival training trip. One big thing about this book is there's so much just misogyny in this book. This dude fucking hates women like so hard. Okay, so I even wrote okay. The character descriptions, like when he first introduced these two main characters.
Yeah.
Here is how it was written. Rebecca Shelton, 28, unhappy with her clumpy mascara.
Yep.
Then later, her husband Reed, a 6-foot hunk and very aware of it.
My note was, wow, you don't see hunk in literature a lot.
No, this dude had a boner for Reed and
And
like,
also for Bigfoot.
Definitely. Okay, so the whole thing is like, okay, so Kelly, how far into the audiobook did you get? Did you get the version that was read by the author?
Yes.
Okay, I did too.
Which is why I'm saying that he is so horny for Bigfoot, because the way he was like caressing the words, he was like,
God.
and then Bigfoot in the woods howled. And I was like, oh, whoa.
Yeah. It got pretty sexy. And I
was listening to it so fast. I like cranked up the speed to get through it. And I kept having to stop to be like, I think that I need to run the tone back on that one at like normal speed to make sure that I caught that right. Oh no! Oh, it's worse. Oh, it's more.
I know. I wish the audiobook version of this was like on YouTube so people could hear some of this. There is a version on YouTube, but it's a guy who's like 85 years old sitting in a chair reading the book out loud, which
It's kind of cute.
I almost listened to. But the thing is, I looked, so the official audiobook is something like 11 hours.
Well, because he talks so slow, he's got to pet every word as it comes out of his mouth.
But the YouTube 80-year-old guy is like 20 hours. And I was like, I cannot do this. I
only got to Rebecca just woke up in a very like barbarian being force fed by Mama Bigfoot style.
Okay. Right. Okay. So the thing is, so they're going and they're meeting their other married couple friends,
Yeah.
Cap and Sing. Sing is basically a collection of Native American stereotypes.
And he does the accent for a little while.
He does, and that is rough.
It is very rough. And interestingly, when you're listening to it at 1.7 speed, sounds Irish.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yep.
At regular speed, it sounds a little Irish, too.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Always Irish.
Yeah. Okay, so they're supposed to meet them at this cabin to take a class by this survival guy. And the whole introduction is like, Rebecca, she has a stutter.
And he does that too. He does that too.
He does.
Oh, no.
And I don't know if it was just the writing or the way he was reading it, but she feels very like infantilized. Like she feels like what a old white dude thinks 14-year-old girls sound like. But she's supposed to be like a full-grown married adult woman.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't believe I'm out here. I miss my lattes at home. That was like literally a line.
She like reads as like a teenager. Yeah.
Right.
And I couldn't tell. I felt like he had such disdain for both of these characters. Like it started and I was like, wow, this is real misogyny. And then he starts like shitting on Reed too. And I was like, okay. I mean, I agree. Reed sucks way more, but like, why does the author hate him also?
But no, Reed turns into the hero. Everyone learns a lesson. But
Yeah.
the whole thing is like, so Reed basically forces his wife, Beck, they call her Beck because R's are hard for her with her stutter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's
They
a
left
section.
this out of the summary, so
Oh, yeah.
no descriptors on the people.
There's a section where he talks about Reed and Rebecca basically met in youth group.
Of course they did. Where else?
He picked her over all the other girls, but then basically hated everything about her. And
he hates her.
In the book, it's like he describes like their first date. She didn't say a word, and so she like basically is mute.
Oh.
But then he Reed like coaxes out her personality, but he still seems to kind of just fucking hate her because he forced them to go on this like wilderness trip because he said it would be good for her. Even though she is actively complaining and saying that she does not want to do this.
Does not want
He's
to
like,
be here.
no, it's okay. It's a very like evangelical kind of thing too. We're like,
I was like shouting, divorce him!
for real. But wives must submit to their husbands, and he thinks it's a good idea.
God,
Okay,
shouldn't have taught her how to speak. I think he would have been happier.
Fucking crazy. So they get to this cabin. The survival guy is dead. His arms are like ripped off or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they decide to just stay there, but like a little bit away from the cabin and go camping. And then in the middle of the night, Rebecca gets stolen by Bigfoot. So it's important to note that Reed is a deputy in the sheriff's department. His friend Cap was a professor of biology.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay. I didn't get that far.
Yes. And Cap's wife, Sing, is a forensic investigator. So all the pieces are there for a biological Bigfoot mystery. So then the book is kind of split, basically, between Reed
Beck,
and Cap and Sing. Yeah. So Beck is with a family of Bigfoots.
Oh.
Who she gives like all biblical names.
Yes, they all have biblical names. I wanted to talk about that.
Moses.
The leader.
Oh, wait, no, they wouldn't be a gay family. Hold on.
The alpha male of this Bigfoot tribe is named Jacob. And there are two females, Leah and Rachel.
Wait.
Yep.
What do you mean 2 females?
So, okay, there's this.
Have we got a polycule? Is this a Bigfoot polycule?
Yes, but also an Old Testament polycule. Because in the Bible, this is some fun context. So Jacob was basically the guy that...
This is like, well, isn't this more like Handmaid's Tale? Where
So he had concubines. He basically had 2 wives. He had Rachel and Leah. Leah in the Bible gave Jacob a son.
Oh, okay.
And Rachel was barren, maybe. And so there was
And
like
that's what
some
she said.
drama.
She was like, we named this one Rachel because she was without baby.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's in my summary. I went to a like very biblical summary, I think.
Do we need to like make that a core part of her? Hi, this is Rachel. She can't have children.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're
Okay.
evangelical or read the Bible at all, then yeah.
Oh wait, so that means there's also a baby Bigfoot,
Yes, Reuben.
a Littlefoot. Reuben.
Named Reuben.
Is that a Bible
Is that
name?
biblical as well?
Yes, I believe
Okay.
so. I think he's one of the...
He invented the sandwich.
Oh, oh no. Okay, I had Cuban flavored ruffles yesterday. I got.
So Rachel is basically in this tribe of Bigfoots, and this Rachel, the one she calls Rachel. So she just gave them all these names. They don't
so it's
actually
not-
have names.
they-
They don't talk. They're animals.
This is my name.
And she just, in her brain, I guess, just gave them all these names. And Rachel thinks that Beck is her baby.
Barbarian. I fucking told you.
That's exactly how
yeah.
when I was reading the summary.
real.
I was
So Beck basically spends her part of the book figuring out animalistic social dynamics.
So she's just like Jane Goodalling. The
Kind
whole
of,
time?
but yeah, but she's kind of stuck because this Bigfoot
Oh, she
mama
like fucked up
has,
her
like,
ankle. Can she can't get away?
Yeah, I think so. I think she like broke her ankle or something like that. And then the other part of it is Reed and Cap and Sing call the sheriff, and they're trying to find out what happened to Beck. So, there's a guy that owns a local motel who's a super like Bigfoot fanatic.
of course. That's usually where they put him.
He's got like a shrine.
Yeah,
in the lobby of his hotel. Yeah.
Exactly, and he's got like
Yeah.
Bigfoot foot castings and stuff. So anyway, everyone thinks it's a bear that killed Beck, but now they're searching for the bear. God, this book fucking sucks, and it is 11 hours of my life I will never get back.
So, okay, this book like opens with, there's a scene early on of like somebody who I haven't met yet who discovers like a corpse, which I assume is
it says
trainer.
the hunter or whatever. Yeah,
the hunter, and he like makes it look like an accident and then scurries off into the woods.
Correct.
Is this the doctor, or is this like a secret agent? Who dis?
So, okay, spoilers, that is the doctor.
Did he make the Bigfoots?
Get it? Well,
So, okay, here we go.
Okay,
Here we go.
Kylan's getting
Here we go.
excited. Don't
Here
let
we
me
go.
get
Here we
ahead
go.
of
Here we
you.
go.
Like, take me on the story.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to skip over. I had specific notes for chapters 5 and 6. I don't know why. And then I gave up. But let me just read those really quick. Oh, the whole thing is Beck was taken by this creature. And then Reed's friends come and they're like consoling him. And they're about to send out the search party. And Singh says, like, they're trying to make sure that he feels okay. And she says, the survival vacation really was a good idea. Which, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, this woman
Now
was...
is not the time.
But the book treats it totally straight. It's like, it was you know what? You are the man. You're the husband in the relationship. This was a good idea. Even though your wife got kidnapped and there's a dead guy with his arms ripped off, this was a really good idea because masculinity is very fragile.
And they like double down. I guess it's maybe the sheriff. It's whoever Reed reports to.
Right.
He comes out as part of this investigation. Hold on. I wrote down what he said because it was fucking crazy. Okay. Reed is like falling apart because his wife is maybe eaten by a bear, maybe kidnapped by a bear. Although Reed doesn't think it's a bear. He's like,
No, he
"That's a
thinks it's
for
Bigfoot.
sure."
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's cute.
I'm on Reed's side in this one point. And he's like falling apart, right? He's sad and he's like disoriented. And that is a reasonable reaction to your wife being kidnapped by a Bigfoot. And his boss comes in, hits him across the side of the head. It's not a slap. It's not a like palm to cheek. It is a hit to the side of the head. And he says, I need a man on this case, not a victim, not a basket case.
Okay, I brought that up too. Why? So then Reed is just part of the investigation. He is that part of the search party, which is the most insane thing about this book. It's highly unrealistic. Apparently at some point in chapter 6, he says the R word. Which is problematic. No. There's a lot of problematic shit.
I was like, isn't this most of this?
Oh yeah, most of it. Yeah.
Okay, so let's just cut to the chase. There's a bunch of bullshit in the middle of Beck figuring out that Rachel is like, so between the two females, she's like the beta. She doesn't have a kid, and Leah has a kid with Jacob, and she's higher up on the.
And so Rachel is treating her like her kid. Okay, I didn't put that together before. Okay,
and Jacob, the alpha, doesn't like Beck because she's a human. She's not. Exactly. Okay. So come to find out, Cap worked at just a university in like primate studies, and all of the male chimpanzees, all the male apes and monkeys have been taken off campus, and you find out that Cap got fired for his Christian beliefs.
Of course.
And so he sneaks back in, and he still has a couple friends who like tell him what's up.
Hold on. Did he make Singh convert to Christianity?
Well, I didn't even want to get into any of that because there is a point at the towards the end where everyone is convinced Beck is dead, and Singh does a white guy's version of like a Native American like mourning ritual.
Yeah.
But then they also pray.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, dude, I know. Fucking crazy. Okay. But it turns out that so Cap got fired for his Christian beliefs, and he doesn't believe that evolution is real because there have been no provable mutations within like our lifetime, essentially.
Wait, but there has...
Yeah, no, there totally has.
We don't have wisdom teeth. And people are born without wisdom teeth now, right? Because they're not necessary. Like, that's one thing. That's one thing.
Come to find out, the head of the monkey research department has a cabin in the middle of nowhere in Idaho.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That has a facility.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. That also makes sense.
He is a straight up mad scientist.
Oh, wait. Okay. So are we talking like on the side of on a mountain, thunder and lightning when we get there? No, we wouldn't be demonizing him. Or are we demonizing him?
No, for sure. He is the
worst.
Bad fucking dude. So,
because he's playing God.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the one actually like scary and horrifying part of this book is this guy Cap finds this facility or whatever and goes into it and finds all of these mutant genetic experiments that this Dr. Burkhart has been doing, where he's taken human DNA and spliced it with chimpanzee DNA, and every time so there's this like row of cages where these like with these chimpanzee mothers, as soon as they've gotten pregnant, the doctor has given them like a C-section and taken out the fetus and killed it and put its DNA, mixed it with the male monkeys and re-impregnated the mother to basically fast track evolution to prove that evolution can happen, that these mutations can happen.
I thought you said he did research. I feel like there's no real science in this.
No,
just
no,
Bigfoot
not at all.
research.
This
Only
is-
Bigfoot research. Gotcha.
No, okay, here's the thing.
Are you going to be like, no, I believe this. I think that.
No, I fully believe this. But the way that it was written, it was like pretty freaky. There was like all these like mutated
Yeah, it sounds
like,
terrible.
chimp human hybrid corpses and stuff. But okay.
Whoa.
So you find out that the monster that is killing people, not the Bigfoots.
No, it's one of these. It's one of these.
It is one of these. It is this woman
lady, girl
chimp,
boss, gatekeep.
hybrid who has gone insane because of all the mutations that have been done to her. And his whole thing was he cut off her big toes so she couldn't climb trees. And basically this guy was trying to like force evolution in a really short time period, whatever. And this creature not only killed all the people, killed the Beck's surrogate Bigfoot mama's baby.
Oh,
I know. So the Bigfoots actually end up being like incredibly sympathetic characters.
well, just like they are in real life. I can tell that he
Yeah.
actually did that research with the Bigfoot community.
And the Bigfoots save the day by killing this creature.
Okay.
And then the doctor, the evil scientist doctor, the whole time had a mustache and literally had a mustache and was part of the search party. He gave a fake name and was part of the search party searching for Beck. And he was trying to hide all of the evidence of all of this crazy
Wait, so are you just describing that? Are you saying that the mustache wasn't real and he took it off at the end, or are you saying that the mustache?
Yes, no. He
was
took off
just
the
a
mustache.
descriptor? Okay, I'm so
he
happy.
took off the mustache and shot Sing in the head.
Oh,
But she lives. She lives
Okay.
because God
Okay.
God deemed her worthy.
Wait,
She totally lives. And there's like a whole scene where like
wow.
he shoots her in the head. And then she wakes up and then tells Reed like where to find this guy, and then Reed shoots this guy, and and then they find the bullet from Sing's head in the side of the wall, but she's fine. She's like completely
God.
fine.
Okay.
Oh my God,
That's
we've
good.
got to do JFK on our hands. Oh wait, no, he died.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of the magic bullet. I was thinking magic bullet, not magic
Yeah.
noggin.
So fucking
Okay,
crazy.
wait.
So,
Wow.
I know there's a lot,
Wow.
but it was a
did
good
he
twist.
Did he take off the mustache or did he shave it? Because we've been doing we've been miming again.
He took it off. He took off his disguise in
Okay.
a Winnebago. There,
What?
I feel like an actual insane person trying to describe this, like from memory to people that I know will never read it nor understand.
I will
No, it's
say,
fine.
I do remember a very obviously shifty character in the little bit that I read.
With
he
a
was
mustache?
Right.
If they mentioned mustache, I was focused on something else.
Yeah.
But he like rolled in and was like, "Hey, what'd you see? What'd you see out there?
Right.
And what sound did it make? Did it smell? Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Right. Exactly. But the thing
That
is,
was the
he didn't
doctor.
even know about the Bigfoots.
Yeah.
He was just
Oh.
doing his
know
own
about the
thing.
Bigfoots.
No, he was just doing his own
Wait.
thing.
So he thinks
why
it's
was the
bears
big-
too.
Why were the Bigfoots necessary?
No, he
Oh.
thinks it's his creature that escaped. That he's
But
trying
then
to
he-
cover all the tracks.
Right. But so he wasn't
But
like
wait.
ruling. Okay, I see.
Do the Bigfoots prove evolution?
The Bigfoots just like kill this creature, and Beck does her own thing with them and learns about, nature and loses her stutter, which was the
am
most
I?
important.
Let
part.
me read to
Good
you
for
my
her.
predictions. Beck overcomes her stutter.
Yep. By living among the Bigfoots for like a week
I knew
or whatever.
it was going to be nature because when they first go out there and she's like, I don't fucking want to camp. She's
Right.
like looking around and she's like, it is majestic out here. It is majestic. And I was like, damn it, this is going to be good for her.
I have a very important question, which I don't think that the book is going to go this way, but I kind of hope it does. Does she leave Reed and just join the Bigfoots?
Hell no. No. But the book
does he go with her to join the Bigfoots?
No.
Oh.
So then no one can find the Bigfoots, and everyone thinks the Bigfoots are still kind of like not really real. But at the very end, Beck walks out to the woods alone, and she whistles like a tea kettle, and she hears something in the distance.
Yeah, they're still there.
Yeah, but
they're her guardian angels now.
While all that other stuff, like Sing's getting shot in the head and everything, Beck is having this confrontation with Reuben, the baby Bigfoot, where
sibling
she
rivalry.
oh my god, I completely fucking forgot. Okay, so in this search party, they leave a little plastic GPS device, and then the Bigfoots find it. And Reuben, the little shithead baby Bigfoot that he is described as a complete shithead, steals it and then is very territorial of it. And Beck knows that they can find her if she gets this GPS, but she doesn't. So she's finally learned how like these social dynamics work. She goes. Here's how she gets that GPS from Reuben. She goes.
Does she seduce the Bigfoot?
Ew, what?
No. She stuffs her jacket with leaves and makes herself bigger and covers herself in Bigfoot shit. In Jacob's Bigfoot shit. Jacob is the alpha, so that she smells like him. And this is described in detail. Just rubs it all over her body, covered in Bigfoot shit, and runs with a log and clocks Reuben in the head.
Girl power. I love this.
To show dominance, and steals the GPS and turns it on.
My God.
Like I said, it is insane. Like it was such a slog getting through this book until like the last 2 hours. And I was like, I love this. This is the most insane thing I have ever listened to.
Oh boy. Okay. So there's just this one big incongruity. One that I have a question about. So everybody's cool. Everybody just like accepts that Sing got shot in the head, but is fine. But a Bigfoot is a bridge too far.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, because the Bigfoots, their whole thing is like they can hide so well.
Well, yeah, that's
that no one ever actually found any real evidence of them. And then everyone found this like genetic mutation and they're just like assumed like, oh, well, this did everything. So I love that it's a book that is like evolution is bullshit.
Also, Bigfoot's
real. Like, I don't know. It's the whole thing is a big incongruity that just.
What happens with the doctor? Did his disguise keep him safe? Did he like pull off his mustache and everything?
No,
and he's
so
like,
no.
We're all trying to find the guy who did this.
No. Reed shot him in the head.
Okay.
And then everyone was just fine with it. And everyone was just, exactly. That one was fine because he was bad.
Oh, that's interesting. Thou shalt not kill unless there are extenuating circumstances.
Exactly. Unless you're an Idaho deputy.
Yeah, and then it's fine. Okay.
Yeah, and that's about it.
I had one prediction that I knew wasn't going to happen. I knew that it was not going to occur. But here's how I would have written this story.
Please tell me.
I think that Beck and Sing should have fallen in love and gone to live together without their shitty men.
I would love that. Live among the Bigfoots.
Create a commune with Bigfoots.
Oh my God.
Wonderful.
Dude.
Yeah.
I love this lesbian Bigfoot fan fiction. I'm like,
well, I forgot what I was reading. So early on, I was like, Beck and Sing, and then remembered.
They all submitted to their husbands and read the Bible.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, of course they did. Yeah.
Then they were all fine. They were just at a diner at the end talking about, that was sure crazy, huh? And that was it.
We got to get them at least into therapy.
Yeah.
No, therapy's not biblical, man. They just got to pray about it.
Does nobody there are no confidants in the Bible? There's nobody.
Yeah,
You can't go to somebody.
His name's God.
The big man. The big man. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, biggest confidant.
Okay, that's amazing. That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it took 11 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say, I appreciate you listening to all 11 hours of it, so I did not have to. So
For sure.
Thank you so much.
That was the thing. Well, I a few days ago too, I texted Kelly and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to get through this in time. And then something in my brain switched and I was like, I'm providing a service. People are depending on me because no one is going to read this. So it is my job to finish this.
Mm-hmm. Nay,
and I did. Correct.
Oh, well, we super appreciate it. Can you imagine? We could have done this and never known the twist. If we only got as far as I read, we'd never know about the doctor.
I know.
That's incredible. That's amazing.
Pretty wild.
So this was a reread for you, though, right? You read this as a kid?
Yes, I read it when it first came out. When did this come out?
I don't know, but when we looked it up the other day, you said that you read it when it came out around middle school. And Chelsea and I looked it up, and there was, I guess, a re-release in 2015, and we were like, hey!
Guys, I went back to middle school. You guys didn't know that?
Well, what was more problematic to us was no, Kylan read this when it came out in 2015, and he was like, hell yeah.
Oh my God. No, okay, guys, I didn't realize. I thought this came out earlier. It was written in 2005.
Oh, earlier than 2005. What? No, it was earlier than that, right?
No, 2005 is what it's saying. So that's insane to me. I thought it was earlier. But basically at this time, it's insane that I didn't talk about this book with anyone. Chelsea, we were hanging out, watching movies at your house. You were showing me Empire Records and From Hell. And then I would just go home and read this fucking Christian Bigfoot book and not talk about it with anybody.
Yeah, it's weird that you never told me.
That is insane.
How bad of an influence was Chelsea on you, coming out of the Christian?
I'm not a Christian anymore.
You're
100%. Yeah, it's all you. Kelly, you're the reason I like X-Files, and Chelsea, you're the reason I'm not a practicing Christian.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That's right, listeners. We've been on this for a minute.
Converted, yeah. This has been a long time coming.
It's been a long time. Okay, well, this was so fun and stupid. Oh my God. Chelsea, how much did you know?
I did read the summary until the end. I was reading right until we jumped on. I kept trying to find different... I tried to find a YouTube summary, but I could only find the audio book on YouTube, and I was like, I am not gonna do that. And then all of the reviews were very highly rated, and I did find one podcast that talked about it, but they did not start talking about it for 30 minutes in, so I was like, I'm not gonna.
Just like this episode.
See, I always love these moments because we have some of these on my show where it's I think we're the only podcast that has ever talked about this one specific thing. But
so there's one other podcast that has talked about it, but not from the context, I think, that we are viewing it.
They were like, yeah, evolution doesn't exist. Check out this book that supports my hypothesis.
So I don't know if it was specific. It wasn't specifically about this book. It was in general about Frank Peretti, but I didn't know that he did more. But it was comparing him to QAnon. Oh. So it was going to be an interesting episode. They just had not gotten to it yet. So I was like, I don't have time. I have to read a summary. I should have just listened to the audiobook at a high speed.
Hey, I mean, it's still there. The audiobook will always exist, so you can
I'll
listen
go
to it.
Fall asleep to it tonight. It'll be great.
Oh, can I have one? There's one scene in the book, total aside, has nothing to do with really anything, but I wanted to get y'all's opinion on something. Okay, so there's one scene that's a classic monster movie scene. It's a couple camping in the woods. But he definitely has to say that they're married.
Of course they are. Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Her ring glinted with the moonshine.
But they were 22 and married or whatever. He said their ages were 21 and 22 or something. He said there were 2 empty beer bottles and they had each started on their second beer, and then describes them like being drunk and cooking hamburgers. Then the monster comes, attacks them, all this stuff. But the most, I think literally the most insane thing about this book was this scene describing this couple camping. And he said that he described in the book that in a cooler by the campfire, they had leftovers from lunch that they were going to use with dinner, which was a Caesar salad and leftover McDonald's French fries.
Oh,
which
what?
I don't know. Well, I don't know if you guys are big campers at all, but I would say I can't really think of 2 other foods that would be less likely to hold up on a fucking camping trip than a Caesar salad and McDonald's French fries.
Fries are definitely, you can't, don't, you
Did
can't.
they eat at
what are you
2
trying to
different
do?
places?
How would you, so you got McDonald's in the morning and then went on a hike and then
you
left them just out, and
you
we're
guys
gonna
are kind of describing how I hike and camp, so I'm a little offended.
Okay. Well, that's why I
You
wanted
gotta
to
get
ask.
the Caesar salad at Wendy's because McDonald's doesn't have the Caesar salad, and then you have to get the French fries. But you get chicken nuggets, and then you eat the chicken nuggets, but you save the French fries.
Like, if
for
you were
dinner.
going on like a multi-day camping trip,
not. I would never.
Would you bring a Caesar salad and French and McDonald's, which go bad in like 20 minutes?
Yeah,
like the
they're pretty
second.
Sometimes they're bad the minute they give them to you. Like, you can't.
And you're going to take those out in the hot sun while you're sweating your ass off, hiking 5 miles into the forest, and then eat
So
them
wait,
for
are they in a
dinner?
cooler? Okay, that's what I
This
was.
must be like car camping, right? If they've
Yeah,
got a
for
whole
sure.
ass cooler.
I don't know. Well,
But
because he
still.
said specifically the words roughing it. So I assume
Some
it was
people
like
think
a little.
that's roughing it.
Yeah, I don't know, but it felt like inhuman behavior. It just felt like not the way that any real person in the world acts.
Well, do you think that they brought it from? Did they bring it from home and they were like, okay, we're going camping. Put the leftovers in the cooler so we don't waste them.
He said that they were set out to be finished with dinner.
What?
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I just had to bring that up
Is
because
that
was
how he camps? Is that
Maybe.
Does he camp?
No, clearly not.
He hung out with Bigfoot enthusiasts. They like go hang out in the woods.
a lot
sometimes.
of the Bigfoot enthusiasts come
Work at
into
hotels.
universities.
Oh, okay.
Like,
that was the last thing too. Is like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you guys are relatively familiar with college and academia, but it's insane that the main bad guy is a guy that has a facility, his own facility, and the ability to do genetic like experiments. And he's also just a college professor at a college in
Pretty
Idaho.
impressive. What kind of funding are they getting?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think anyone is funding that in Idaho. Maybe. I don't know, dude.
the devil.
The devil, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is there a sequel?
He's got them big bucks, right? The
Devil bucks.
road to hell is, oh no, it's paved with good intentions, not money.
Good intentions
What's the
and
one
big
about
bucks.
money?
The root of all evil.
Oh yeah, that's what
yeah,
it is.
same thing.
May Madness.
May madness. Oh, brother. Okay, this is incredible.
It was something.
Kylan, you should make a YouTube video of just the best scenes,
I should.
splice them together, just like this mad scientist was splicing genes.
It's perfect. I love
So that
that.
the next time somebody wants to do a podcast on it, they don't have to read. They don't have to listen to
yeah.
11 hours of it.
Yeah, you know, it's in that like weird place of like, I so regret it, but I so love that it happened.
I have a very important question, Kylan.
Yes.
Was this scary? Was it a scary book? Were you scared?
No.
Okay.
Except for the one scene describing all the genetic mutations. That was actually really creepy. I would say
That's
creepy more than scary.
Gotcha.
It
Yeah.
was effectively creepy of like, he said like dead-eyed corpses hanging from hooks and like
Oh,
toes chopped off and like twisted animal human hybrids that like it was like creepy kind of body horror kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But overall, no, not at all. Not scary at all. Unless you consider Christian evangelicalism scary.
That part was terrifying,
then
yeah,
in
for
that
sure.
case, yes, it might be one of the most terrifying books out there.
You just have to like take a step back. Like the plot isn't scary,
The
but
plot's
then when
not
you put
scary.
it into
The implications,
context,
yes,
the implication.
are terrifying.
Oh boy, I feel like that's true for a lot of the movies we watch. Also, Kylan, what do you have to plug? We've talked about church jams now. We'll have a link to that in the description below, just like we're on YouTube, in the show notes.
Smash that subscribe button, y'all. Yeah, okay, you can follow us on social media at Church Jams Now and all this stuff. Like I said, our podcast is super niche, but it's not like I don't know. We have a lot of fun. We play a lot of games.
And it's like goofy. It's like, it's silly.
I bring a lot of chaotic energy. If you couldn't tell by this whole episode of y'all's show. Yeah, so I would definitely check that out. Besides that, you can follow me at Savage Kylan. I've got some other podcasts in the works.
Ooh.
But those will not be coming for a few months. And besides that, that's about it. Unless you want to check out kylansavage.com because you need a freelance animator or a motion graphics designer. Check that out. That's about it.
Awesome. We'll have links to all of that in the show notes. And next week, we will be kicking off our new series, Possessed by Aliens. And we will be starting with The Faculty, 1998, which whips Kylan React viscerally. It is so good. It is so good. If you haven't seen it recently,
it's got to be. Oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead. It's your show. I'm sorry.
No, go.
It's just like
go.
That's got to be in my like top 3 of all time.
Respect it. I respect it. Hadn't watched it in maybe since it came out. Listeners, if you haven't watched it recently, or if you haven't watched it at all, definitely give it a watch. It is about a group of disaffected high school students who discover that their teachers are slowly being, you guessed it, possessed by aliens.
I'm so excited.
It's like Breakfast Club meets Scooby-Doo meets Invasion of the Body Snatchers. You'll love it. And we will...
It is on HBO Max, and you can
It's the best movie starring
it.
Usher and Jon Stewart.
That's true.
I like how I was trying to think of the overlaps, and I was like, well, there are two
what are the
other
ones?
movies.
Okay, in the meantime, you can find us on social media at No Show Monster. You can email us noshowmonster@gmail.com. And we will see you next week. Happy Spookies.
Happy spookies.
Kylan, say it.
Oh, happy spookies. Sorry.
There you go. Thank you.